Okay, so tell me about your educational and professional background.
I have a bachelor's degree in environmental engineering and environmental chemistry. I have a master's of arts in teaching with a specialty in chemistry education. I've worked as a research technician for the state of North Carolina, and now I'm teaching high school.
Okay, so how did you become an educator?
After working as a research technician, I decided that my skills would be better used helping the future of America.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'll move to the next question, which is question number 2. What is your teaching philosophy?
Teaching philosophy is a triangle between the parents, the students, and the educator, and everybody has a role. The underlying role lies with the student in terms of finding out how and why stuff works.
Okay. So how do virtual lab fit within this philosophy, within your philosophy of teaching?
Virtual labs give the kid a tool to explore the topic more on their own. They're not as good as the actual hands-on of doing, yet they seem to form a good substitute if the student's absent during the normal lab, or etc.
Okay. So do you use them as a substitute, or do you use them as normal lab for some of the topics that don't have like actual labs?
It's a little bit of both. If a kid's absent, that becomes their substitute. And in cases where we don't have the equipment or the money to buy the equipment, that serves as the actual lab.
Okay, so I'm going to move to question number 4. Describe the professional development that has helped you to be effective in using virtual lab for teaching. Did you get any professional development?
No, I did not receive any professional development. It's been sort of a trial and error on my own.
Okay, so you taught yourself how to use the virtual lab?
Yep, and use in the classroom. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what do you see as a barrier to using virtual lab with your students?
The biggest barrier is that they don't actually get that hands-on, learning by doing effect. They're sort of just, doing it in front of a monitor, and they don't see the true results of what is actually happening. That's probably the biggest barrier. Another barrier is they often copy each other, and you see a lot of copying on the virtual labs.
Okay. So what are the benefit, if there is any benefits?
The biggest benefit to using virtual labs is with physics in particular. A lot of the equipment that we need at the high school level is too expensive to buy. So the virtual labs, form as a substitute, especially when we get to topics like electromagnetism and nuclear, where we can't get our hands on the actual equipment that we need.
Right. Okay, so you would say like there's only one benefit, the cost benefit, or other benefits also?
The cost benefit is the big one. The other benefit is they can do the virtual lab basically anywhere.
Anytime.
So anywhere, anytime. The location and the timing of them are very handy.
Right.
Another benefit is they require basically no prep work for the teacher.
Right.
Hands-on labs require
a lot.
Almost as much time of prep work for the teacher as they do for actual doing the lab. And somebody else has done all the work with those virtual labs.
Right.
So it's much more convenient for the teacher, I'd say.
Okay. So what adaptation, if any, do you make to ensure that all students in your class benefit from virtual labs?
The biggest adaptation we do is we talk about the lab ahead of time, and if I don't have enough materials for everybody, I try to get my hands on at least materials for one, so we can do it as a demo, as a classroom demo, before they go into the virtual lab and replicate the experiment individually.
Right.
So that's the biggest adaptation if possible. once they do the lab, they'll do it individually, and then they'll talk about it in their groups and discuss their findings. The problems with the virtual lab, going back to some barriers, is they always get the same results, so they don't see that just that scientific error and experiments that they do with the normal lab, because they're programmed to get the same results every time. So it's hard to talk about differences and errors in lab technique when you use virtual labs, because
it's not a real life situation, because all the data is already in there, so you know what is expected.
You know what your expectations are, and every student's going to get the same data, which isn't real life.
Right. Thank you so much. I appreciate this
you're
conversation.
Very welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.